Afternoon. What's on tap is presented by Lawnmower Blonde. It's going to be Peter Lambert on the mound for the Astros. Lambert has been really good in the rotation this year. He is making start number 11. He has only allowed 5 hits or fewer in each of his last 5 starts. And the most recent start, he went 6 1/3 innings against the Angels and allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. The key that day, he didn't walk anybody for the first time this season.
This is the lineup he'll be going up against for the Detroit Tigers. Kevin McGonigal back at the top. Dylan Dingler, Riley Green of the first 3. The second set of 3 is going to be Spencer Torkelson, Kerry Carpenter, Colt Keith back in there after a day off yesterday. Maybe had a little Hunter-itis, even though he had 3 home runs on that first game of the series. But he'll be back in at third base. And then Matt Vierling, Hao-Yu Lee will be followed by the 9-hole hitter Jake Rogers.
How about the defense for the Astros? It is presented today by Xfinity. Christian Vasquez, who caught the first game of this series, is back in there for the finale of this 3-game set. Isaac Paredes back in his more familiar third base spot after giving Christian Walker a DH day yesterday. Pena and Altuve in the middle of the diamond. And Joey Loperfido will be in left field today with Jake Myers patrolling center. Cam Smith, as usual, will be out in right. Smith, Walker, and Yordan Alvarez have played all but 1 game for the Astros this year. Astros ready to go on a Wednesday with the Tigers coming in wearing their dark tops on their road uniforms with Kevin McGonigal, favorite right now to win American League Rookie of the Year, having a great first season. The 21-year-old digs in as Lambert faces this left-hand hitter and gets a swing and a miss to start today's game. See McGonigal's numbers on the year. He is 5th in the American League with that .392 on base percentage. 45 walks lead the team, as he rarely will leave the zone as he takes that pitch down for ball 1. It's 1-1. Plummer mentioned a little while ago how well Lambert has done against lefties. The one troubling area for Lambert against lefties has been his walk rate. Hardly allows any hits to lefties, 14 hits, but he has walked 23 left-hand hitters. This one loop foul, long run for Paredes, and he's trying to wake up early and got a sprint in. That was as far and as fast as we've seen Isaac run in a while. He's ready to go.
He's hunting fly balls. Made a good play at first base on a pop-up to help Josh Hader close out that game last night. But yeah, a little frisky. It's a good cup of coffee.
1-2 the count to McGonigal. Paredes just getting back into his position, which is basically near shortstop. So here are the splits, Plummer, and the lefties in the lineup today for the Tigers. 4 of them out of the 9 hitters.
Yeah, 151 slugging percentage against. Pretty remarkable. You mentioned the 23 walks to lefties. He struck out 34 left-handed hitters as well.
Walker will get to the bag before McGonigal for the first out of this game, as the shortstop grounds out to first. Lambert facing the Tigers for the 2nd time in his career. The other time came back in 2023 at Coors Field. Went 3 scoreless innings that day. So he's faced some of these Tigers, but not many. Spencer Torkelson, Kerry Carpenter, and Matt Vierling have faced Lambert before. Now here's Dylan Dingler. Dingler takes a pitch off the plate for a ball 1. Dingler DHing today after catching the first 2 games of this series, batting 2nd for the 2nd time with Gleyber Torres out and now on the injured list. We mentioned how unusual it was last night for Dingler to not handle that pitch that resulted in the Astros' first run. He did not have a pass ball all of last year. Over 1,000 innings. This one popped into shallow left. Pena tells Loperfido he can relax because he has it under control, which he does. And Lambert has a second out on a soft pop-up.
Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you the arsenal for Peter Lambert. Last 4 starts, 4-seam fastball, slider, changeup. Also has that 2-seamer he'll run in on the hands of some of those right-handed hitters. Cutter, has been very good for him. 125 to go with that slider with a 143 batting average against in the last 4 starts for Peter.
This ball skied high in the air to center. Jake Myers will drift towards left center to make this play, and that's a really good start for Peter Lambert. A 9-pitch first inning and a 1-2-3 first.
Full part of your lineup is going to be led by Isaac Paredes, who's been an on-base machine in this series. Yesterday had a double and a walk. Jose Altuve, Cam Smith, Joey Loperfido, Jake Myers, and Christian Vasquez will be hitting ninth.
Just off the ILs, Casey Mize activated today. Second IL stint of the year, both for the same kind of situation. A right adductor strain put him on the IL the first time, and now right adductor inflammation putting him on the IL for the second time. He was scheduled to pitch Sunday's game in Cleveland before that was rained out, so now getting the final game of this series. As Jeremy Pena swings through the second pitch, it's 1-1. Jeremy 3 for 10 in this series as a career .298 hitter against the Tigers. And he is 1 for 3 in his lifetime at bats against Casey Mize, who has been very good against this Astros lineup. He is 2-0 in 3 starts with a sub-1 ERA of 0.93. That one sliced foul, and the count will be 2-2. Pena part of that 3-run eighth for the Astros yesterday, beating out a double play ball that scored the 4th run of the game on the fielder's choice RBI. Mize picks up a strikeout here, getting Pena for the first out.
Nice little wrinkle to get things going for Casey. Started that slider on the outside edge and broke it off the corner by quite a bit. Firm too, 90 miles an hour on that slider.
Yeah, he's been tough this year, pitching to a 2.27 ERA. Doesn't have enough innings to qualify for the ERA race, but he would be second if he did have enough innings behind Cam Schlittler of the Yankees. Here's Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez has not enjoyed his head-to-head matchups with Mize. Just 1 for 8 in his career. And he's quickly down in this count, 0-2. Yordan carries a 23-game on-base streak to the plate today. Second longest active streak in the majors. Jake Rogers catching Mize today. Pitch just a little bit off the plate. It's 1-2. Yordan continued his on-base streak with a base hit yesterday in the 3rd. He ended up the day 1 for 5. And that one's low. Yordan has gone from 0-2 to a full count. Into center field, Matt Vierling going back. He's near the wall, and he will put it away right at the 399 side. Yordan gave it a ride the other way, but he's out number 2 in the inning.
Ball hit well, not well enough. 399-foot line out on our matches from Supermo. You can see the swing was good. Just might have been a little bit quick. Kind of off towards the end of the barrel. Would force Vierling to head back there and make a play underneath the gas pump.
Now Christian Walker, the batter. Walker this year with better numbers against right-hand pitching than left-hand pitching. Hitting .258 against righties with 14 of his 18 home runs, .245 overall. That one sent to right, playable for Kerry Carpenter. Both starters have a very efficient first inning, a 1-2-3 first for both Casey Mize and Peter Lambert. Guys that have a higher percentage, including the Tigers' Tarek Skubal, who the Astros are fine to miss in this series. That has been a big weapon for him this year. He gets a 58% strike percentage on left-hand hitters, but that changeup is one that dances off the plate a lot against lefties that he gets swings and misses on.
Yeah, the whiff percentage against that is incredible. The batting average against his four-seam fastball is even crazier to me. 114 coming into this game.
And the right-hand hitter Spencer Torkelson will send 1-2 right. Cam Smith making the play for the first out.
So that's a nice little 1-2 punch for Peter Lambert, is that four-seam fastball and that changeup.
He kind of burst onto the scene. We saw him in spring training. Blummer, he's 29 years old now after spending a year last year in the Nippon Professional Baseball League with Tokyo Yakult Swallows. And that first outing when he faced the Cardinals and got 23 swings and misses, we were like, wow,
yeah.
There could be something here. And he's kind of never looked back. He's kind of taken that opportunity in their rotation and put a stranglehold on it, because he's one of the more reliable guys now in that rotation behind Spencer Arrighetti and now Hunter Brown.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That's kind of what you wanted to see, you needed to see, considering the injuries the Astros had early to that rotation, is somebody that's going to jump out there and say, I'll take that spot. And he's kind of run with it and, like you said, solidified himself inside that rotation.
Speaking of the rotation, there will be a little bit of a change coming up in the next series against the Guardians. Mike Burrows will be moved to the bullpen. Could just be a temporary situation, but for now they're going to skip Burrows' start, and he will work out of the bullpen in that Cleveland series. 1-2 to Kerry Carpenter. Carpenter hooks a foul. Joe Espada saying they want to kind of look at the overall body of work with the innings that Burrows is piling up compared to where he was last year when the Pirates were kind of careful with him with his innings pitch. And it will give Burrows a chance at a reset too, because it has been a struggle at times for him in the first few months in the rotation.
I agree. Sometimes it's okay to break that rhythm, because not every rhythm is the one you want to be in sometimes. But the Astros have extended him, and they probably took him a little while to think about it too, because he would go out there no matter what the score was and give you a minimum of 5+ as far as innings pitched.
And that's the thing with him in the bullpen, is he obviously won't have that length, but he, with the issues he's had with the earned run average and OPS against him, he has given the team innings.
Yeah.
And he's been the one healthy guy since the rotation debuted the first week of the season. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Carpenter, and that is a close pitch. Called third. At the bottom of the zone, Carpenter down looking for Lambert's first strikeout of the day.
That was an excellent pitch. Looked like the curveball came back and caught the bottom of our UT MD Anderson strike zone. It was an old school Uncle Charlie that locked up. Kerry Carpenter, a pretty good hitter, but that was well within the zone.
Punched out by Quinn Walcott behind the plate.
Yeah, he came out screaming at Christian Vasquez. Said, hey man, it's my birthday. I'm turning 40. He said it loud enough that we heard it on the field mic. So happy birthday to Quinn Walcott.
We would have never known.
Never known if he just wasn't hollering at Christian Vasquez.
It's not like we have rosters of umpires and their birthdays, but we did a little research during the break, and that's a hit by pitch for Cole Keith. So Keith, who was out of the lineup yesterday with right wrist soreness after a 3-home run game on Monday, is hit by this pitch to get on first base as the first base runner for either side today.
Trying to get in there and tie him up, not let him get those arms extended. He takes that one off the elbow pad on our Mattress Firm Supermo.
So yeah, happy 40th to Quinn Walcott. There's a birthday tomorrow for the Astros center fielder. Since it's an off day, we won't be able to say happy birthday to Jake Myers. But Quinn Walcott turns 40 today behind the plate, and Jake tomorrow turns 30.
How about it? Milestones.
So early happy birthday greetings to Jake as he gets to start in center today. Kind of nice to have your rare off day at home on your birthday.
Outstanding, right? Team party at Jake's house.
Oh, there is?
I just announced it. I'm not sure if Jake heard it. He's out there in center field, but I made the announcement.
Come on, Quinn. I know it's your birthday, but that's got to be a strike, isn't it? Yeah, they're going to challenge that one.
Yeah.
Called a ball. And we're going to see on the ABS powered by T-Mobile whether Christian Vasquez is right or not. Oh, yeah. All over the zone.
Good job by Vasquez.
Vasquez has been getting closer and closer to that 50% mark for his challenges. It was a rough start in the ABS career of Christian Vasquez, but he has gotten better and better as we've moved along. So Vierling down to the count 0-2. Matt getting a start in center field today. James Outman got the start the first 2 games of the series, but with those reverse split numbers, lefty struggling against Lambert, AJ Hinch going with the right hand hitting Matt Vierling today against Peter. Pitch up, it's 1-2. Previous 3 starts before his last start against the Angels, Lambert walked a total of 11 in those 3 starts. The beautiful thing last start in 6 1/3, no walks. If he can dial that number down, look out. Pitch is down, 2-2. And the crazy part, as good as he's been against lefties, it's been lefties that he's been issuing walks to, not righties.
It's crazy. Righties
only have a 2% walk rate against them, where lefties have a 17% walk rate.
That's different.
In fact, if you take all pitchers around the league, over 100 of them that have as many innings as Lambert, he's second best against righties in walk percentage, and he's the worst against lefties. I don't know how you make sense out of that, but those are the real numbers. Now facing a righty, he throws him a strike and he pops it foul, and it stays 2-2. Hit by pitch with 2 outs, putting Colt Keith on first base. Keith had x-rays after we thought something might have been wrong with the wrist, but everything seemed to be fine, so he's back in there today.
Telling you, it's that Hunteritis. Creeps up on you every once in a while.
That's what it was, swing and miss. Strikeout number 2 for Lambert in the inning and in the game as we head to the bottom of the second, scoreless.
Mexican-born players who have collected at least 500 hits, 100 more home runs, 100 doubles, Isaac Paredes. He said after hitting home run number 100 that it was a beautiful thing for him to be recognized amongst other great players from Mexico that have played in the majors. He takes so much pride in where he's from and having a really good series so far against his former team, TK.
He really is. He's 2 for 4 with 3 walks, Julie. He's been on base 5 times in the first 2 games. Made a really nice play defensively at first base last night in the 9th inning. There you see his on-base percentage this month, close to 400 in June.
A lot of hit by pitches contributing, but he's been all over the base paths. He's been wearing it.
11 hit by pitches on the year for Isaac, which is 3rd most in the American League, as he sends this one to left. Handled by Riley Green for the first out. Well, Casey Mize has retired the first 4 batters he has faced. And now we'll go after Jose Altuve. Altuve just 6 for 34 since coming off the IL, but 3 of those 6 hits have been home runs. And he chases that first slider. It's 0-1. Altuve has walked a couple of times against Mize in 9 career plate appearances. He's just 1 for 7 against him with those 2 walks. Which is wide, 1-1. Mize has shut out Toronto and the Angels in 2 of his last 3 starts as he goes way in on Altuve, who had to drop the bat as he jumped out of the way. It's 2-1.
Two-seam running in big time, just underneath the hands. So Altuve flying.
Now he gets a strike at the top of the zone. It's 2-2. He's only 1 walk in his last 3 starts and 12 walks on the season in his 9 starts. So not a lot of walks allowed, but he's 3-2 here on Tuve. Jose punches one towards the middle of the diamond, covered by McGonigal for the second out of the inning. 10,000 fans will receive a Carlos Correa home bobblehead. That'll be this Saturday, June 20th, presented by Houston Methodist. Get your tickets now at Astros.com/promotions. That'll be Spencer Arrighetti on the mound for the Astros in the game on Saturday. Cam Smith, the batter, 2 outs, nobody on. And Cam checks his swing on a pitch for a strike. Cam has had at least 1 hit in each of his last 3 games. As he takes that one off the plate, it's 1-1. There's a ball into left. That'll be down for a hit, and that's going to head to the wall. Cam Smith headed to second with his 12th double of the year as he slides in ahead of a good throw by Riley Green. Smith, a 2-out double.
Nice swing from Cam. He got a hanging split. Did a good job of staying back on it just long enough to be able to rope that into left field. Hit it well and safely into second base.
Now Joey Loperfido getting the start today. Loperfido taking a called strike. Joey started the game on Sunday in Kansas City and batted 4th for the first time in his big league career, making his first start of this series. Did walk and score a run as a pinch hitter last night. Takes a pitch down for Mize. It's 1-1. Into center field. Coming on is Kerry Carpenter. They had him shaded the other way, so Carpenter closer than Bierling on that fly ball, and that'll be the final out of the inning. We head to the 3rd. 0-0 game. Already going with the first choice.
Just wait.
Correa home bobblehead on Saturday.
Yes.
City Connect soccer scarf on Sunday.
Of course.
Blummer,
All in.
Blummer showed off the scarf when Jason Wooden was in the booth on Monday. So those are your choices. Go to @SpaceCityHN. Use the hashtag StroPoll as How You Lee flies out to Cam Smith on the first pitch of the 3rd inning.
I mean, the Altuve soccer jersey with the soccer scarf around it while I'm holding my Carlos Correa bobblehead. Deal done.
It's the first bobblehead of the year.
Which is crazy.
Crazy that we've waited this long because we're almost at the midway point of the season.
Yep.
Saturday will be game 40 at home of an 81-game home schedule.
Oh.
So you're almost at the halfway point of your home schedule. Tuesday in Toronto will be game number 81, which is the midpoint of the overall season. They used to call, or they still call, the All-Star game the Midsummer Classic, but this year, by the time the Astros get to that All-Star break, they will have played close to 100 games.
Late summer classic.
A lot later than it's been in the past. Jake Rogers sends this one into shallow right. Cam Smith comes in to make the play for out number 2. Now this from Buick GMC. Barring any rainouts between now and the All-Star break, the Astros will play 98 games going into the All-Star break.
That's impressive.
They will have 64 coming out of the break. The other one that's kind of unusual this year is because the season starts so early and the trade deadline this year is actually August the 3rd, not August the 1st.
Yep.
The Astros, again barring any rainouts, will have played 114 games.
Oh, wow.
At the trade deadline, only 48 remaining.
That's kind of weird.
So you basically know where you sit at that point.
You're going to have a way better idea where you're at that trade deadline, huh? It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, you can't really be sitting 12 to 15 games back and think, oh, okay, we can make a move if we make something happen here, because you don't have the runway anymore.
That is so true. It's kind of crazy to think about.
2-1 to count to McGonigal, who takes a strike. It's 2-2. But it's been a wild season, to say the least, in the AL, where you're not out of it if you have a pulse, because everybody's in it.
Literally, you're in it. If you are alive and have 26 guys on your roster, you've got a chance.
There's just nobody taking charge in the American League. The last wild card spot right now has a losing record. How did that ball boy know that was going to be foul?
He knew it before the third base umpire did.
That was crazy that he knew that. What reactions to a ball that was just foul, and then Adrian Johnson's like, you're right, that was foul, but how did you know that?
He's getting ready to move and then just said, yeah, that's foul.
What was that?
There was a little panic afterwards. I'll give him a little of that, but he was pretty confident. That was impressive.
The glove wasn't even out there until after it bounced, and he's like, oh yeah, that's foul. They're having a little discussion.
They might be replaying this.
They are going to review this. I mean, if it is overturned to a fair ball, it's got to be a double, right? Because it was touched.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's close.
It was close.
But they called it foul. Wow.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
McGonigal thinks he knows. Like, look,
I mean, as good as he is, I'm not sure if even he knows.
Look, they just saw it. Well, a lot of those foul lines down the line, as you know, when you walk in, they're kind of painted hard.
Yes.
So you don't really have
have the chalk flying up like you traditionally do back in the olden days. McGonigal's heading to second base. He thinks he's going to give him a double.
Well, it's either going to be a double or a foul, right?
Yeah.
It can't be a single because the ball was touched. So
You can always change the GPS mid-route.
Wow, that angle looks daunting. But is there enough to overturn
After
it?
review, the call on the field stands, foul ball. Detroit loses their challenge.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Whatever was on the field was going to be the call.
Yeah, just no way you can say definitively that that ball hit the line, even though it looked like it probably maybe would have brought up some chalk if there was chalk on that line.
You know who was 100% correct? Ball boy.
He knew it.
He's like, why are they reviewing it?
He feels so much better right now. 2-2 the count to McGonigal.
High-five him after the game.
It was a bizarre reaction, though. He was like, I'm not going to go for it. Oh, yeah, I will.
He's like, yeah, get it. Know what I'm doing. Probably influenced Adrian Johnson.
So he saved the play, because that would have been overturned the other way if it was ruled fair. Yeah. McGonigal has a lot to get situated with here. Now he's ready to go. McGonigal has played in 70 of the Tigers' first 73 games. And now hits the ball to first, and Christian Walker has it covered. That'll be a nice 1-2 inning for Lambert. Only base runner so far has been a hit by pitch allowed by Lambert through. Jake Myers will lead things off for the Astros in the third inning. The first pitch from Casey Mize is off the plate for ball one. It'll be Jake, Christian Vasquez, and Jeremy Pena in this inning. Only been one base hit so far between the two teams. A double by Cam Smith with 2 outs in the last inning. One catches the edge. It's 1-1. Mize came out of the game early last time before he went on the IL with that adductor inflammation. Pitched 4 innings against the Angels. Jake sends one to center, falling quickly, but not quickly enough as Matt Bierling comes in to make the play for out number 1. There's Christian Vasquez. Vasquez making his 43rd start of the year. Astros are 24-18 in his 42 starts so far. You can see his numbers against Mize. He's the only one with good numbers against this Tigers right-hander. As the pitch misses for a ball, it's 1-0. Good 2-0 pitch. Dotted up for a strike. It's 2-1. That ball slicing to right. Carpenter over, makes a running catch and crashes into the wall. A nice play by the Tiger right fielder for out number 2.
Time for Get Out and Play, presented by Toyota. The Astros had some 8th inning heroics. That was the go-ahead base hit off the bat of rookie Raynel Delgado. He was fired up. Also had good hustle from Jeremy Pena to add on to that. Hustling and beating that throw just by a toe. Getting down early before that ball was in the back of the glove. So a lot of hustle and some well-placed ground balls get the Astros the W last night.
Astros lost the season series last year to the Tigers, 4-2. And ultimately, that was the deciding factor in who was ending up in the postseason. Tigers did not play game 162 with the urgency they would have if they thought they needed to win the game to get in the playoffs, but they lost game 162 while the Astros won, so the two teams ended up tied. The Tigers' 4-2 season series gave them the nod in the postseason. Right now, the two teams split at a game apiece. They'll play all 7 games within the span of a 2-week period here as the Tigers head home after this game to start a 3-team, 10-game homestand. They'll have 3 with the White Sox, 3 with the Yankees, and the Astros are going to be in Detroit a week from Friday, or actually a week from tomorrow. That one's down. It's 3-2 to Pena. That ball hit pretty well to left, and it's all the way back and gone. Jeremy Pena into the Crawford boxes. Home run number 4 on the season. JP3 gives the Astros a 1-0 lead.
Jalapeno with a linea. 360-foot line drive up into the Crawford boxes. Get the Astros on the board. Second hit is a solo jack from Jeremy.
Jeremy was flying around first base when that ball got out, and then he got to slow it into a home run trot. And a big hug from Yordan Alvarez in the on-deck circle as he crossed the plate. Jeremy connecting to give the Astros a 1-0 lead. A lot of love.
Man, that's a new hug for homers right there.
Now Yordan down to the count 0-2. Ball got out in a hurry.
Did. 101.5 off the bat.
Jeremy's fourth hit in the series. And that's a called third strike. Jordan knew it. He walks back to the dugout, but the Astros on the board first.
Yeah, big swing from Jeremy Pena.
Popped up his first time up. Astros leading 1-0 thanks to a Jeremy Pena line drive home run. Dingler leads the team in home runs and RBIs, leads the American League in RBIs this month. Got that one through the middle in between Pena and Altuve. That's the first base hit allowed by Peter Lambert. Just the second runner of the game for the Tigers.
Lambert doing a good job. Good day at the ballpark here. Midweek, mid-afternoon. Our aerial coverage from Wirecam is brought to you by our partners at Defy.
Dingler leadoff base runner in the fourth. Now Riley Green the batter. Green batted clean up the first two games, moving up to the 3 spot today, with Kerry Carpenter dropping down to 5th. Now's the first pitch off. Green has had great numbers in his career in this stadium, hitting .407 at Dyken Park with an 1189 OPS, regular season and postseason. And he's down in this count, 0-2 to Lambert. Lambert's been filling up the zone, 29 out of 40 strikes so far. Both teams with an off day tomorrow. The Astros getting ready for Cleveland to wrap up this homestand. And the Tigers heading back home with an off day. Change up down. It's 1-2. Tough take.
Real tough take. I'm with you. Ball's cutting too. Is trying to get back to the outside corner. Everybody just kind of lingering on it, but not called a strike.
That one further off the plate. Now the count's full on Riley Green. Tigers coming in with a 30-43 record on the year, but they have been playing better this month. They're 8-5 in June. Foul tip caught by Vasquez. Green going after that fastball for the strikeout number 3 for Peter. Now a word from Jack in the Box.
Get fired up with my new Hot Ones Munchie Meal with a Sriracha Curly Fry Burger or Buffalo Chicken Tater Melt.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Spencer Torkelson will bat. He flied out to right his first time up. Torkelson 1 for 8 in the series, 2 for 15 on the road trip. Both hits on this trip, including the one here on Monday, have been home runs. Counts 1-1. Lambert got to pitch in a home game, if you will, in his last start. He pitched in Angel Stadium, just about a half an hour from where he went to high school, San Dimas High School. Pitched well in that no decision 6 1/3 of 2-run baseball. That's a strike there. It's 2-2. Staying alive is Torkelson with a foul ball. Part of the contract with Lambert signing with the Astros from Japan in the offseason was that if he didn't make the opening day roster, he would have an out in his clause to have an opportunity to catch on with another team. Well, he was technically released on March 24th at the end of the spring. But he was fond of what he'd learned about this organization, so stayed with the Astros. This ball set into left center. Jake Myers! What a catch! His final game in his 20s, and Jake made one of his best plays of the year. Wow!
Tip of the cap from the fans and players in the dugout alike, appreciating the range of Jake Myers. He has the ability to go get it. And he had to go get that one. Had some topspin on it, moving away from him, but he's able to make the catch and stay through it. Nice play, selling out.
That's got to be a 5-star, at the least a 4-star catch. We're going to find out what percentage. That's got to be close to a 15 or 10% catch.
Currently is 65%.
Come on!
Are you yelling at me?
This ball sent to deep right. Cam Smith all the way back. He'll have a play. And a couple of deep fly balls end the inning. What a catch by Jake Myers. A much better than 65% chance as he'll make this running catch for the second out.
Both the Houston Astros and Detroit Tigers.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
1-0 to Christian Walker to start the inning, and Walker sends one down the line and left, and that is going to stay fair and bounce off the wall, getting past Riley Green. Walker trots into second with a double, his 14th on the year, to tie Yordan Alvarez for the team lead in that category.
That will elicit the smile from Christian Walker. A hanging slider, and he pummels it into the corner. Knew he didn't have enough to get it up out of here over the manual scoreboard. As it hits off it, though, he gets into second base easily. And a runner in scoring position with the first swing of the inning.
Now Isaac Paredes bats. He flied out to left his first time up. Isaac takes a strike 0-1. That home run allowed to Jeremy Pena last inning by Mize was just the first home run he's allowed since his second start of the season on April the 6th. We've gone 7 consecutive starts without allowing a home run, with a couple of IL stints in the mix in between. But only 3 home runs on the year, and 1 since April 6th.
All 3 to right-handed hitters, too.
Mize did make 1 rehab start in Clearwater, Florida, in the Florida State League, pitching for Lakeland back on June the 9th before he was activated today. Again, he was originally supposed to pitch Sunday, but was pushed back after the rainout to the final game of this series. Is thinking about trying to go to right field to move the runner along, but down in the count 1-2 as he just fouls that one off. On the ground, glove by Mize, and Walker caught off second base. Is going to try to head to third with a head first slide, but he's out. Good play by Casey Mize on that comebacker by Paredes.
Look at a good peek at this play, that ground ball. It was a good play by Casey Mize. It locked up Christian Walker. He thought it was going to get through, but a good visual on our aerial coverage provided by our partners at Defy on the wire cam.
And that was one of those with the second baseman Lee playing near the bag that even if Walker heads back to second, he might still be out, because that was a bullet right back to the pitcher.
That was a tough read.
So Paredes was trying to move the runner along with the ball to the right side. Instead, he hit it right back to the middle. Now he reaches with a fielder's choice. Here's Jose Altuve. Jose loses the helmet on a swing at the fastball. It's 1-1. All the Astros hits today, all three of them have been extra base hits. A double by Cam Smith, a double by Christian Walker, and a Jeremy Pena home run last inning. Altuve, for the second time today, has run the count full. Called third strike, bottom of the zone. That'll be the third strikeout for Mize, second of the called third variety, and that's the second out of the inning. Let's check in with Julia.
Spend Father's Day at Dad's favorite spot, Dyken Park. Catch the Astros take on the Guardians this Sunday, June 21st, presented by Houston Methodist. Celebrate with your dads, granddads, and father figures who make life extra memorable. Get your tickets now at astros.com/Father's Day.
All right, Julia, Cam Smith bats and fouls one back. Father's Day will be the wrap up to this 6-game homestand. The Astros currently are 17-20 at home on the year, 17-21 on the road. Trying to win a series today and also try to push their home record to a better mark than their road record with a win. Tigers come into play 12-27 on the road. That's the worst record in the major leagues away from home. 2-1 the count to Cam. And with a double to left his first time up. He's got a 3-1 count.
Good job by Cam getting to this 3-1 count. See if Mize challenges him. Cam doubled on a split in that first at bat. But with the slider there in that fastball count, not sure if we can say fastball count anymore because I don't know what it is.
It's a really good point.
I've seen so many sliders. Every pitcher in the big leagues, I feels like, has that one secondary pitch that they feel comfortable enough to throw 2-0, 3-1, even 3-2. But that's what happens. You see a 3-1, you wonder, are you going to get it 3-2? So you kind of get on your heels a little bit. Sometimes you get that fastball that beats you.
That one the other way as he shoots it to right for a base hit. Paredes, who is on the move with a 3-2 count, will get to third easily. Cam Smith is 2 for 2 with a single to right.
But what I like about Cam Smith, and the reason he shows a lot of promise, is obviously the bat speed is there. But his ability to kind of stay on plane with maybe a swing that might have been looking for the slider, yet it can still get through the zone late enough to hit that ball the other way. Showing a pretty good ability to take some of those fastballs away and even off the outside edge and go the other way for base hits.
These are two real nice at bats back to back for Cam. Pulling a double off the wall and left and shooting a single to right. Now Joey Loperfido an opportunity with first and third. Takes a strike on a pitch in. It's 0-1. Loperfido flied out to center his first time up. Joey just recalled on June the 9th. Finished off his injured list rehab and was continuing to play at Sugarland when he was called up after the Lamont Wade Jr. injury. Down to the count here, 0-2. Mize was looking for the chase, didn't get it. Couple of hits in the inning for the Astros. A double by Christian Walker to start the inning and a single by Cam Smith with 2 outs. Another good take by Joey. 2-2. Had rehab start in the Florida State League for Mize. He threw a total of 55 pitches, so he might not be fully stretched out. Off the plate, 0-2 to 3-2. Jake Myers waits on deck.
Joey's got to get something he can handle right here. Look at that big part of the field up the middle. Playing him well to the opposite field side of the outfield, but he takes the walk.
Good patience shown by Loperfido after getting down to the count 0-2 as he took the next 4 to load up the bases for Jake Myers. A little meeting at the mound here. Chris Fetter, the pitching coach for the Tigers, out to talk to Casey Mize. Now a message from Reliant.
Make your move with Reliant. That's power your way.
Well, Jake Myers bats with the bases loaded. Looking at the list of Astros names on the stat sheet with the bases loaded, and Jake Myers' name is not there, so he has not had an at bat this year with the bases loaded. Got an opportunity here in a 1-0 game.
No time like the present.
Jake, who's very aggressive on first pitches usually. Takes that one for a strike. It's 0-1.
Right at the top of the zone. Jake hit the ball hard to center field his previous at bat.
Hits the ball to center again. Playable for Vierling, who makes the catch for the final out. Astros will strand the bases loaded. Still lead it 1-0 at the end of 4. That's very similar to last night. Although last night the Tigers led 1-0 at this point of the game, as Framber Valdez and Hunter Brown were trading zeros for the most part. First pitch to Colt Keith is a called strike. Lambert so far only 1 hit allowed. He's also allowed 1 other base runner via hit by pitch. He has not walked anybody. He has struck out 3. Going back to the last start now, we've seen Lambert go 10 1/3 innings without allowing a walk, and that is encouraging. He's averaging close to 4 walks a game his previous 3 starts, as Keith fouls one away. It's 1-2. A lot more excitement and press conference level excitement for a guy like Tatsuya Imai and even Ryan Weiss in the offseason. Lambert kind of snuck under the radar a little more. But also coming from the Pacific Rim after pitching in Tokyo last year. But Lambert's kind of emerged as a nice offseason find.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's kind of nice he stuck around too. Like we were talking about with the opt-out there. So you really don't know what's going to happen when the season starts, but the way that the rotation broke down that first month, it's a good thing that Lambert was hanging around, but credit him for hanging around number 1, but also taking that bull by the horns and just run with it.
Into center, Jake Myers, who made a brilliant play last inning, makes a routine play here to start the 5th. Yeah, and Lambert, had he not had a spring where he really enjoyed his time at West Palm Beach learning the organization, might have opted out, but he really liked what he found out about himself with this team and what some of the behind the scenes, under the hood stuff that goes on with the Astros. So that's why he said, you know what, I might have an opportunity with somebody else to start the year at the big league level, but I'm going to stick with the Astros, and it's worked out for both sides as Vierling grounds out for the second out. Well, 2 out, space is empty for Hao-Yu Lee. Lee starting back-to-back games after coming in Monday's game, replacing the injured Gleyber Torres. Torres had to be put on the IL to make room for Casey Mize. Pitch is down, it's 1-1. Lee is 4 for 8 so far in the series, flying out to right his first time up. Right on right change.
It's been a good pitch for him. He's not afraid to throw that change up to right-handed hitters. Tough pitch when it's located on that inside edge or outside edge. It's tough to get to. Try it again.
Second full count of the inning. Got him. Went to a changeup a third straight time, and Hal Lee couldn't resist the final time at a strikeout number 4 for Peter.
He's looking good. Another strong 5 innings from Peter.
Beyond the wall and left field.
It really is, huh?
What?
Amazing. Enjoy while you can.
It's been raining for...
Yeah, Seattle of the South.
How many days straight? The arc was ready to go.
Yeah, it was. It's been raining since we got back.
Yeah.
4 or 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, I don't know.
A lot of rain in the Houston, surrounding areas of Houston as well. But it's good to see the sun out as we start the 5th inning, and there we go. Christian Vasquez just snapped an 0 for 21 with a base hit into center field. Vasquez, a leadoff base runner in the 5th.
He's grateful to see that baseball find some open space. A great swing on a pitch. And hallelujah, back on the board with a knock.
June 6th against the A's was his last base hit.
Had to reintroduce himself to Dave Clark.
Well, Murray, it must be, I mean, nobody wants to say anything, but everybody kind of knows when you're going through it like that.
Oh, yeah, they do. Because you'll start that streak with everybody, sitting, the same distance away that we are here in the booth. And by the time you get to 0 for 10, it's maybe another foot away. You get to 0 for 20, and everybody's just vacating that section of the dugout because they don't want to get anywhere near you. You just had peanuts, and you're like that kid Pigpen. 0 for 21 smells.
Nobody around. That's why the Vasquez reaction after the base hit. Mines is probably nearing the end of his afternoon. This ball in deep third, play made by Colt Keith to get Jeremy Pena, but on the play, Vasquez moves into scoring position on the ground out. Julia.
Here's our play to watch, presented by Jack in the Box. It's Yordan Alvarez, who should be everyone's player to watch all the time with what he does, continuing to lead the entire league in several offensive categories. How about this weighted runs created plus, though? The average is 100. Like 150 is really, really, really good. And then there's Yordan, 191.
And next level in another category, as Yordan asked Quinn Wolcott about that, said, I'm not sure if that was a strike. Are you sure? And he said, yep.
Well, he's reinforcing the negative. That was a ball.
It was.
Yeah, up and in.
Called a strike, so it's 0-1 on Yordan, who's only challenged one pitch all year. That one he gets the call on. It's 1-1.
Yeah, that OPS plus number that Julia just told us about, 195. We were in Kansas City. It was up over 200. You don't see that very often at all.
This ball slicing away from the center fielder, Bierling, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Yordan Alvarez heading into second base. He's going to get there with an RBI double, and the Astros lead 2-0.
Good swing. Yordan makes adjustments better than most hitters. And it was just a matter of time before he figured out Casey Mize. He did take that fastball up and in off the plate for a strike, but eventually gets a slider that he can handle. And instead of trying to open up and try and launch it into the seats, he stays on it, takes a beautifully pure swing, and slices it into that left center field corner to pick up an RBI. That was just a beautiful swing, and the trajectory of that baseball was gorgeous.
RBI number 55 on the year for Yordan Alvarez. He started out this series owning all 3 Triple Crown categories. He's been passed by Nick Kurtz with 57 RBIs, but now he's up to 55 and also tying Matt Olson in extra base hits. Walker had an extra base hit his first time up. In fact, his double tied Yordan for the team lead. Now Yordan just regained that lead with his 15th double.
Putting Nick Kurtz in Vegas, he just cashed out. It's unbelievable. Man, I mean, now what we've seen there, it would be lovely to go see what Yordan could do to a place like that, too.
And even Sacramento.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that place can launch, too, especially in the summertime when it starts to heat up.
And Kurtz just had a 5 RBI game the other day in Sacramento after loading up on runs batted in Vegas.
Got to give his teammates some sugar, too. I mean, they've got to be on base to be able to drive in that many runners per game. But, man, he has just been piling up RBIs, and he got off to a slow start this year.
You saw that leaderboard, though. How about the Astros back-to-back hitters in the top 3?
That's nice. That's real nice.
Christian trying to drive in. Jordan now has a good hitter's count, 3-1. This could be the end of Mize' lead. She's probably nearing that pitch count where A.J. Hinch is comfortable. And that is going to be a strike at the bottom of the zone.
Pitch is called a strike. Batter's challenging.
Christian Walker is going to challenge the 3-1 pitch. He lost one yesterday against Framber Valdez on a curveball. This fastball he thought was below the zone.
Man.
Calls confirmed. Pitch is a strike. Houston has one challenge remaining.
Sewak, who was 7 for 10 in challenges, is now 7 for 12, and a smile on his face as he'll have a full count instead of a walk.
Yeah, that'll go into the dictionary as a wry smile from Christian Walker. What I think is impressive about both Jordan and Christian Walker being on that RBI leaderboard is they hit back to back. Because usually the guy hitting in front will clean up, or if the guy in front isn't getting the RBIs, the guy behind him will clean up. But these guys have both been cleaning up, and credit to Jordan for being on base a ton and being driven in by this guy.
Jordan leads the team with 49 runs scored. A lot of those times he's been driven in by Walker. Christian with a 3-2 count here. Paredes on deck. Will Vest has been warming up in the Tigers bullpen. Actually, it's now a different pitcher warming up. This ball sent to right on a line, hit too hard by Walker. It stayed up for Kerry Carpenter, who makes the play for out number 2. Kyle Finnegan warming up in the Tigers bullpen, and that's who A.J. Hinch is going to go to here as Mize faces his last batter, 2 outs in the 5th. So when we come back, there'll be a new pitcher to face Isaac Paredes, and the Astros leading 2-0.
To add on, they have finally knocked Casey Mize out of this game. And A.J. Hinch going to one of his leverage guys, Kyle Finnegan. He's got good numbers coming out of that bullpen with a sub-2 ERA in 32 appearances. Can struggle with command a little bit. You can see that strikeout to walk ratio, 21 strikeouts to 22 walks. He's got a big moment here with a runner in scoring position. There are 2 outs in the inning, and Isaac Paredes coming to the plate. So we'll take a peek at the outfield arms presented by Lone Star College. You got green lights out there in center and left. Carpenter's got a decent arm in right field. They're checking some of the numbers. Not exactly great velocity by the left fielder Green and the center fielder Veerling, so you might give Jordan a chance to score.
There's Isaac Paredes, who faced Finnegan on Monday and drew one of those 22 walks Plummer mentioned, and he takes a pitch off the plate for ball 1. Isaac 0 for 2 today, looking for an RBI here with 2 outs, and Jordan Alvarez on second base. Pitch off the plate, 2-0 to Isaac. Isaac is flied out and bounced into a fielder's choice. Hits this ball well, deep to left center field, all the way back is Veerling. It's off the wall. A double for Paredes. Alvarez scores. It's 3-0 Astros.
2-out lightning from Isaac. He got a hanging fastball and torched it into the left center field gap. He has had a really good series against the Tigers, but there's that hanging fastball at 95. Finnegan knew he didn't get away with it. Veerling went on the chase, but almost wore it as it ricocheted off the chain link out there in left center field. An easy scoring opportunity for Jordan as they trade places.
Second double of the inning, 4th double of the game for the Astros. 5 of their 7 hits have been extra bases. Here's Jose Altuve. Altuve has grounded out and struck out looking as he takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Jose hit the ball hard Monday against Finnegan, but he flied out to center at over 100 miles an hour. This one he hooks down the left field line. That's going to be foul. It's 0-2. RBI doubles by Yordan Alvarez and Isaac Paredes. Alvarez number 15 on the year. Paredes now up to 14 RBIs. Or 14 doubles, rather. And Christian Walker with 14, trailing Yordan by 1. Pitch is down. It's 1-2. Astros out hitting the Tigers 7-1, lead this game 3-0. On the ground to third, played by Colt Keith. And he'll throw out Altuve to end the inning. But 3 hits in the inning. Astros scoring 2 runs. It's now a 3-0 game. By Dylan Dingler. He'll bat third in the inning. Lambert has been outstanding today, not walking anybody, striking out 4. There was 1 hit batter to go along with a single. Jake Rogers flied out to Cam Smith his first time up. First pitch is fouled out of play. Rogers 1 for 13 on the year facing right-hand pitching. Actually, excuse me, 7 for 53 on the year facing right-hand pitching. Adding 135 coming into today. 1-1 the count on the Tiger backup catcher with Dingler DHing today. Fastball up 2-1. Changeup missed up and in, and Lambert in a rare hitter's count here. He's thrown 47 of 72 pitches for strikes, but he's 3-1 on the number 9 hitter Rogers to lead off the 6th. Astros hit for 12 minutes each of the last 2 innings. Lambert's had plenty of rest in the dugout the last 2 halves. And that's going to be a challenge.
Ball, catcher's challenging.
Christian Vasquez won a challenge earlier, and this one's going to be the difference between a walk and a strikeout, and it's a strikeout.
Calls overturned, pitches a strike. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
Great challenge by Vasquez for the strikeout for out number 1.
That was beautiful. That fastball kind of planed out a little bit and snuck in on the bottom of our UTMD Anderson strike zone. And Walcott wasn't buying the frame, so Christian said, check out the video.
And again, that barely clipped it, but you can understand that miss from Walcott. That was a close pitch. Kevin McGonigal has grounded out to Christian Walker twice. And he does it a 3rd time. Walker didn't need Lambert's help the first 2. This time he does need Lambert's help. Nice play by Christian on a ball down the line for out number 2 in the inning.
Yeah, that was a good play. Credit Lambert for not giving up on this play. As you see, Christian goes left, kind of backed up on him a little bit with that hop, but he knocked it down, kept it in the vicinity, and a casual flip gets that 2nd out of the inning. He has shown a very good mix of cutter, changeup, and fastball. Those have been the 3 primary pitches, and just mixing in a couple more sliders in there just to keep the hitters off balance. But very effective with 3 to 4 pitches. Makes it tough for that hitter to decide what to choose from.
Has he used the cutter more today than the slider?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because in general in the season he uses that slider more often.
Yeah, it hasn't been aggressive. You know, it's a difference between maybe 3 or 4 pitches, but it has been more of the cutter.
1-0 pitch is fouled away. It's
and that there, the changeup right on right too.
Yeah, the changeup right on right has been prevalent. Saw it against How You Lee in his strikeout to end the last inning.
He's thrown 17, 9 of them to right-handed hitters.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pitch up and a swing, says first base umpire Steve Yashinsky. And the count's 1-2. Lambert has retired 8 in a row since the Dylan Dingler single to lead off the 4th inning. Dingler bats here with a 1-2 count. That ball hit pretty well, but it's off the end of the bat, playable for Joey Loperfido, and that'll do it for the Tigers. 9 in a row sent down by Peter Lambert. He's rolling along with a 1-hit shutout. Astros lead 3-0.
Powered by Reliant, we asked you who is the only player who had 500-plus hits with both the Astros and the Tigers, and that player is Rusty Staub. Man, he got a lot of hits for a lot of teams. 792 with Houston, 582 with Detroit.
Wow.
I did not know that.
That's good. Phil Boudreau, our statistician extraordinaire, has Rusty Staub as the only player who had 500 hits or more for 4 different franchises.
Yeah, isn't that that's amazing?
That is amazing. Did it with the Expos and also with the Mets.
Yep. I believe it.
I got to know him as a broadcaster with the Mets when he was in New York. And if you want to go to a restaurant anywhere in New York when he was alive, he would get you in anywhere.
Man, that's kind of nice.
He was unreal. He knew everybody in the food industry in the Big Apple, which is not easy to say.
Yeah, that's not easy at all.
The great Le Grand Orange. Rusty Staub, the answer to today's trivia question. Here's Cam Smith leading off. He is 2 for 2 today. A double off the wall to left and a line drive single to right. And he hits this ball sharply on the ground, but at the shortstop, Kevin McGonigal, who makes the play. Cam with some good at bats today, but he's out number 1 here in the 6th. Now Finnegan's still out there. Finnegan allowed a double to the first batter he faced, Isak Paredes, and then got Altuve to ground out to end the inning. Casey Mize ends up giving up 3 runs today in 4 2/3 innings through 86 pitches. Only walk he allowed was a Joey Loperfido, who bats here with 1 out and nobody on. Loperfido goes after this one and sends it to deep left field. Looking up is Riley Green. It's off the wall. Loperfido cruising into second. That'll be a double for Joey. Double number 6 on the year.
That's what you want to see, isn't it? You want to see some of these young guys start to light it up a little bit. Cam Smith having a day, and right here Joey gets a fastball he can handle and hammers that the other way. That was a very good swing. How about 106.2 off the bat for Joey Loperfido as he collects his double. Wow. Yeah, that's nice.
Here's Jake Myers. Joey this year now on first pitch swings is 6 for 8.
I got an idea.
You don't want to swing at every first pitch.
But you can be picky.
Right.
I mean, you know, keyhole it is what we would say. Just find, old school keyhole. Just find that perfect spot in the zone, and if you get it there, be ready to fire and don't miss it.
Jake swings at over 50% of the first pitches, which is much higher than most in the league. Joey is a little more selective, but when Joey does go after first pitches, he's 6 for 8. Jake now has a 2-0 count. Myers is lined out to center and flied out to center, now facing Finnegan for the first time, and takes the slider for a strike. 2-1. Astros with another double. We're up to 5 doubles in this game. A pitch down and away. Good take by Myers. It's 3-1. Fastball is down. Ball 4. Astros will have runners on first and second for Christian Vasquez with 1 out. Vasquez, who snapped his 0 for 21 last at bat with a single to center, bats here with a runner in scoring position. That has been his specialty this year, hitting .367 in rispy situations. Finnegan delivers in for ball one. Tigers get the lefty Drew Summers warming, probably getting ready if Yordan Alvarez bats in this inning. We saw Summers face Yordan Alvarez last night. Bottom of the zone, strike.
Pitch is called a strike. Batter challenging.
Christian Vasquez got a couple of wins as a catcher. Now he's going to try a challenge as a hitter. And Vasquez is going to win this one too.
Two challenges remaining.
Vasquez now 3 for 6 as a hitter in challenges, as he's gotten 3 challenges all correct today. Good job by Vasquez. Changes that count to 2-1. Now it evens up as he fouls back the splitter that was up. Tigers went to a bullpen day on Monday when their starter Troy Melton was scratched from that start. They have a couple of guys who have been used extensively in this series that might not be available. So Finnegan, they're looking for an inning and a third if possible. But again, if it gets as far as Yordan Alvarez this inning, that'll probably be the end of Kyle's day. Local guy Will Vest has pitched in both the first 2 games of the series. That's down, ball 4 to load up the bases for Jeremy Pena.
Big swing from Jeremy Pena. Previous at bat, there you see the roller coaster 21-degree launch angle. That was a line drive that got into the Crawford boxes. 360-footer. We'll show you the sequence on how he got to that point. That's Yellowwood bringing the lumber, and he did after seeing a 4-seamer for a strike, fouled off the sinker, and then took a fastball and 2 sliders. They tripled up on that slider, and the last one they hung, and that's the one that Jeremy got a hold of and launched into the Crawford boxes.
But isn't that sequence right there kind of the key for Jeremy?
Yeah.
That he's drawing more walks this year, not going after those sliders off the plate?
Well, the big key is laying off those 2 sliders to get back to that count and forcing that slider into the strike zone that he can hit. That was an excellent point.
Jeremy has been better drawing walks and not chasing with 2 strikes. He takes one to the top of the zone here as he bats for the 4th time this season with the bases loaded. He's 1 for 3. Runner at every base. Loperfido doubled. Jake Myers and Christian Vasquez walked. Goes after that one that may have dipped below the zone, and now Jeremy's going to have to work down to the count 0-2. Pena with a home run. Yordan Alvarez with an RBI double. Isaac Paredes with an RBI double. Astros lead it 3-0, looking for more. Punch the other way for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes Jake Myers. The throw by Carpenter will be in time. Out at home plate is Myers. That'll be an RBI single for Pena. Astros now lead at 4-0. That's the 2nd out of the inning.
Good swing by Jeremy, just inside outing this one the other way into that vacant spot in shallow right. Credit Carpenter for hustling to that baseball and giving a strong throw. There you see Carpenter charging in. Had the ball just as Jake was at third base, and a good throw and catch by Rogers is able to get him out.
Astros are going to challenge this call. Did Jake sneak in somehow?
No. I heard first base.
Oh, first base? What happened at first base?
I have no idea.
Was Jeremy called out at first base?
I'm not sure.
They did say first base, but that's got to be a mistake. It's got to be the play at the plate, right?
Yeah.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Houston loses their challenge.
Yeah, it had to be at home plate. He was out.
Yeah. All right, so the Astros are out of challenges, but they score a run, and now A.J. Hinch is going to go to his bullpen to bring the lefty in to face Yordan Alvarez. So Pena with his second RBI of the game. It's now 4-0 Astros, and we'll have a new pitcher when we come back.
Here at Dyken Park, it's the bottom of the sixth now. 2 outs, runners at the corners. New pitcher coming in is going to be Drew Summers. He came in for a third of an inning in yesterday's game. This will be his 8th appearance. He's yet to give up an earned run. He inherits the runners at first and third, who are Kyle Finnegan's base runners. That similar situation that he came into last night, coming to face Yordan Alvarez, got him to ground out in last night's game.
Only threw Yordan 1 pitch in last night's at bat. So Yordan hits against Summers here with runners on first and third and 2 outs. Yordan has an RBI double in 3 at bats today. You can see his numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Also another category where he leads the major leagues. Pena was leaning a little bit on that pickoff move by the lefty.
Maybe thinking about trying to go early with Summers focusing on Alvarez.
First pitch home is a strike at the bottom of the zone. This ball hit to short, played by the shortstop McGonigal. He'll go to first for the final out of the inning. Double, couple of walks, and an RBI single by Jeremy Pena, and the Astros lead 4-0. Inning baseball. Peter Lambert's still out there. He's been outstanding so far, and he gives up this ball towards deep right, but Cam Smith has a beat on it, and Cam makes the running catch over his head for out number 1. Lambert's now retired 10 in a row.
He's been in a groove. We talked about it last time he was out on the mound in this game, that he's done a good job showing a 4-pitch mix and kind of relying on it. But he's got the Detroit Tigers guessing a little bit. That one softly hit off the end of the bat. Plenty of time for Cam to get under it on that first pitch changeup.
Best outing of the season for Lambert was a 7-inning, 3-hit shutout performance against the Dodgers. That was back on May the 5th, where he outpitched Shohei Ohtani. And as the Astros won that game against Shohei and the Dodgers 2-1. But today might be equally as good, if not better, depending on how this plays out. Christian Walker makes the catch on that pop up off the bat of Spencer Torkelson, and that's 2 outs in the 7th. Only 3 pitches into the inning with a couple outs.
Yeah, there's that usage, and TK mentioned that cutter usage right here has just been a little bit higher than that slider. And just that late movement, keeping the hitters off balance. But you've got a lot of pitches to choose from. Heavy on that 4-seamer and changeup.
If Lambert gets through this inning in the next pitch or 2 or 3, then Joe Espada might have a decision to make. Lambert's never pitched more than 7 innings in any game in his career.
That pitch count is beautiful.
He has thrown 18 pitches in the 4th inning. It has his high single inning total. He had a 9-pitch first inning. He had a 10-pitch third inning, and he right now has thrown just 5 pitches in this inning. Kerry Carpenter with a 2-0 count. And Carpenter fouls off the fastball. Lambert today has struck out 5. The only 2 base runners, a hit by pitch in the 2nd and a leadoff single in the 4th. This ball hit towards the Crawford boxes in left. Joey Loperfido looking up, and that's into the first row. Nice catch there by a fan on the home run by Kerry Carpenter. And the Tigers are on the board. Shutout is over on the 2nd hit of the game. It's now a 4-1 game. That might have been a Crawford box special. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, Carpenter does have pop, but he may have snuck that one in. I'm with you on that. Four-seamer on that outside corner, and Carpenter did a good job of letting it travel and using the local environment to his benefit by sneaking that one over the fence.
The Pena home run, which cleared the wall and left earlier, was a line drive that would have been out in 7 of 30 stadiums. And this last one by Kerry Carpenter, what do you have?
This is it. It's a Crawford box special.
Ooh.
337.
I believe the last homestand we talked about how all the Crawford box specials have been hit by visitors.
You're right. They were. Yeah. Man.
What's going on?
No, it's not nice, not fair.
Home run in 1 out of 30, and Lambert gives up his shutout on the opposite field home run by Carpenter. And now ball sent the other way, foul off the bat of Cole Keith. Astros have their bullpen moving for the first time today. It's Enyel De Los Santos warming up. Enyel pitched the game yesterday, only needed 9 pitches and a 1-2-3-7. Astros with a day off tomorrow can be aggressive with their bullpen. This ball sent into center, and Jake Myers will cut across. Joey Loperfido also there. Loperfido makes sure by jumping ahead of Myers to make that catch, as those guys were converging in left center. That's the final out of the inning. 7th inning stretch time with the Astros leading by the score of 4-1. 7th inning stretch is presented by Texas. Ready to go, bottom of the 7th inning. Astros Christian Walker will lead things off, facing a new pitcher for the Tigers. Guy we saw earlier in this series, Jacob Waguespack, is on the mound.
Waguespack is back.
Waguespack pitched the game on Monday, inning and a third, gave up a couple of runs. Gets a strike here. It's 1-1.
3rd appearance this season. 2 1/3, a couple of strikeouts. Coming over from the Brewers a couple days ago.
On the ground towards the hole, backhanded nicely. McGonigal, his throw is in time to get Walker. Took a couple of hops and picked by Torkelson for out number 1. Good play by the rookie shortstop.
Very good play. Seen him at third base and shortstop a couple of times. Having to go into that 5.5 hole on the backhand. Uses the turf a couple of times. Good pick by Torkelson.
In that game Monday, Waguespack gave up back-to-back home runs to the next 2 hitters, Isaac Paredes and then Jose Altuve. Paredes hitting home run number 10 against his original team. Isaac with an RBI double today in 3 at-bats. 3 for 7 in the series with 3 walks. This is the changeup, and Waguespack ahead 0-2. Paredes hit a cutter out in the game on Monday. Was down in that count 1-2 when he homered. Got in on his hands here on the fastball and hits it softly to short. McGonigal makes another play. This one in for out number 2. De Los Santos continuing to warm for the Astros. And Yell will have the next inning. Might have a different closer available tonight. The Astros have not gone to Josh Hader in back-to-back games yet since he's come off the IL, so it might be Brian King instead today. Altuve didn't mean to. He checked his swing, but he put it in play. A little comebacker, and that's an efficient inning for Wagasback, bouncing back from a tough outing on Monday. Career 7 innings of 2-hit, 1-run baseball. Only run scoring on a Crawford box special off the bat of Kerry Carpenter. His last 3 starts, he's only allowed a total of 4 runs. They've all been solo home runs, and you gotta love the walk column. 0 walks for Lambert in his 2nd consecutive start after not having a no-walk game in his first 9 outings of the season. New pitcher for the Astros.
Yeah, it was a great outing. Fun to watch Peter Lambert go out there and work. Now we get a chance to watch Enyel De Los Santos, 31 innings in 30 games for him.
Cam Smith makes the play for out number 1. Enyel's been very efficient in this series. He's recorded 4 outs on just 11 pitches as he gets the first out here in the 8th. Got Torkelson, Perez, and McKinstry yesterday, and today facing the bottom third of the lineup. Hao-Yu Lee bats for the 3rd time, and he takes a pitch down for a ball. That was Peter Lambert's 3rd start of the season, going 7 innings, which matches his career high. He's now done it 5 times, 3 times this year. So all his time with the Rockies, he only had 2 starts where he went 7. Starting to be a guy that you look forward to watching on the mound. He's been really good.
And he's developed some consistency.
All of a sudden, that walk column going down to 0 2 starts in a row.
That is a beautiful thing. He's getting rewarded for it too, with a couple of good outings by staying in the zone, forcing some of those other teams to swing the bat a little bit.
The Tigers are a team that see a lot of pitches in general. They see almost 4 pitches per plate appearance, 3rd highest total in the major leagues. But Lambert was efficient today, and so was Enyel De Los Santos as he gets a strikeout here for out number 2, getting Hao-Yu Lee.
Good fastball. Kind of slowed him down with a couple of pitches before that. Good change of speeds.
Brian King warming up. As beyond Jake Rogers, the Tigers will have 2 out of 3 lefties. King equally effective against lefties or righties, but it appears at some point that he might come in and potentially go for a save in this game. 4-1 game, bottom of the 8th. Jake Rogers bats with 2 outs and nobody on and takes a pitch in for a ball. It's 1-1. Rogers, a former Astros minor leaguer. Now back to the screen. It's 1-2. Take the remaining piece still active in that deal the first time around for Justin Verlander. Verlander, we found out yesterday, is going to make his next start on Sunday against the White Sox as he comes off the injured list. He was here in Houston throwing a sim game. It was Rogers, Franklin Perez, and Daz Cameron for Justin Verlander.
Pitch is called a ball. Catcher challenging.
Christian Vazquez has been perfect today. 2 catcher's challenges and 1 as a hitter. He's going to challenge this pitch, thinking he got a strikeout to end the inning. And that will be a first loss.
Confirmed. Pitch is a ball. Houston has no challenges remaining.
So now a 3-2 count on Rogers. On the ground, Jeremy Pena will charge. And that'll do it for the Tigers in the 8th. Good inning again for De Los Santos. Back-to-back games. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Astros lead. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Cam Smith has hit the ball well today. 2 for 3. As he leads things off. Jacob Waguespack still in there for the Tigers in his 2nd inning of work and delivers a strike. It's 0-1. Cam doubled in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. He has 2 of the Astros' 9 hits today. Checks his swing on a pitch that was close. The changeup missing. It's 1-1. Followed up with another changeup. Cam couldn't connect, and he's down in the count 1-2. It'll be Cam and Joey Loperfido, followed by Jake Myers. Well, we thought Josh Hader might not be available today because he hasn't gone back-to-back days since coming off the IL, but no time like the present. He's warming up.
Yeah, day off on Thursday, maybe helping out the cause, but I think the score and the save opportunity dangled out in front of him might be getting him hot.
He did go back-to-back in the final stage of his rehab assignment, so it's not like he hasn't done it this year. That ball's hit well again, but again, Cam lines out. Good swings today for Cam, something to build on for the series against the Guardians. Now this from TXU Energy.
TXU Energy Ultimate Season Pass. 50% off energy charges during peak summer and winter, plus more months of savings.
Joey Loperfido has flied out, walked, and doubled. He also scored a run last time. Misses the first pitch. He did go after the first pitch.
Man.
Didn't put it in play, so he's still 6 for 8 on first pitches this year.
Just thinking the same thing. You got a cutter instead of a fastball.
He loops that one. The third baseman Cole Keith goes back to make that play over his shoulder. And that's 2 outs in the inning. It's time for the Shiner Spotlight, and today it's going to shine on Jake Myers. 29-year-old today, 30 tomorrow, and in his final game in his 20s, he makes a great diving catch, laying out on the dirt of the morning track, and Peter Lambert says, "I really appreciate your play in center field." What a play by Myers.
Really was. Still, it's at 45% catch probability on that play.
So it's still a 4-star catch,
Yeah.
which is better than it was originally when we thought it was a 65%. He'll take a 4-star. Jake Myers batting here, 0 for 2 with a walk. And the count's 1-1. Waguespack has retired all 5 batters he has faced. 4th pitcher of the day for the Tigers. Astros trying to win the finale of this 3-game series and take 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. Astros have not won the final game of a series in a while. They have lost the final game of their last 5 series. You have to go all the way back to when they were in Arlington against the Rangers on May 28th when the Astros won the final game of a set. They lost the last game at home to the Pirates and the A's last homestand, and lost the last game in Anaheim and Kansas City on the last road trip. Also lost one against Milwaukee earlier on the previous homestand of that. Myers goes down on strikes. Josh Hader is going to try and change that trend of not winning games in the final game of a series as he enters a 4-1 game in the ninth.
There he is, Josh Hader, the closer for the Astros. Fresh off the injured list and appearing in his 7th game. He has been excellent, despite the fact he gave up his first hit of the season in his last time out yesterday against Detroit. But he had a strikeout in that outing. In 6 innings, has 8 punch and only 1 walk and 1 hit given up.
Hader did throw 19 pitches in the game yesterday as McGonigal sends one to left on the first pitch, and that'll be the first run allowed by Hader in 2026. So McGonigal hits his 6th home run of the year, and that Astros fan will fire it back to the infield. It's now a 4-2 game. That one was likely not a Crawford box special. It was a few rows deep, and both Tigers home runs have been to left by left-hand hitters.
Looked like a pretty good fastball to hit, and McGonigal flipped it into the Crawford boxes. That would have been out of 2 ballparks.
Almost. Mentioned Hader threw 19 pitches yesterday and has not gone back-to-back in any outing this year. So the Astros did have Nate Pearson warming up as the inning started. If Hader gets into any more trouble, Pearson is warming just in case. It's 0-2 to Dylan Dingler. Dingler 1 for 3 today. Hits this ball foul and out of play. Hader gave up his first hit of the season to the first batter he faced yesterday, Riley Green. Now he gives up his first run of the season to the first batter he faces the very next day, Kevin McGonigal. Dingler swings at a pitch in the dirt. Vasquez has to throw to first. That's out number 1 in the inning.
Time for our Verizon reliable performance. Last couple of starts have been very good. Hunter Brown went 5 2/3, giving up 1 run. Peter Lambert did him better by going 7 innings of 1-run baseball, but 5 hits combined. Around that 90 pitch mark for both of them. So very good starts in the last 2 ball games for the Astros.
Hader delivers a slider for a strike to Riley Green. Green 0 for 3 today against Lambert. Takes a pitch down for a ball, 1-1. Is 2 for 5 lifetime against Hader. Both the hits against the fastball. He has missed the last slider to get to a 1-2 count. Tries another slider. This one well off the plate, 2-2. Got him. Stayed with that slider, and he gets Riley Green for the 2nd out of the inning. 2nd strikeout for Hader.
Finally got one in there he couldn't lay off. Good visual and good look at the spin. Matches from Supermo, getting away from Riley Green, who expanded for that strikeout.
Now Spencer Torkelson, the batter, goes after the first pitch slider, 0-1. Nate Pearson has now sat down with 2 outs in this 4-2 game. $31,476, looking for a series win. Looking for the Astros to move within 6 games of 500. Mentioned it Plenty of times previously, the Astros have been between 6 and 11 games under 500 since game number 22 of the season. Trying to get back to that 6-game under plateau, and they do. Hader strikes out. Torkelson strikes out the last 3 batters after the solo home run by McGonigal, and the Astros win it 4-2. Josh Hader saves the game for Peter Lambert. That's a nice way to wrap up a series against Detroit.
Very nice way to win that series. Go into that off day with a W under your belt. You're feeling very good. The Astros playing great baseball the last couple of games. Seeing some great starting pitching, getting some timely hits. The Astros looking like a pretty good ball club as some of these guys come off that injured list. We also got a chance to see Yainer Diaz in this series, so something to build off and enjoy in that off day.
Astros win it 4-2. Coming up, the postgame show presented by Whataburger. Shelby Coppage and Brian Bogusevic are your hosts. Julia Morales helping out on the field and in the clubhouse with interviews. Postgame show next.